Witchy or not, this episode is for you. We've got a lot of new people tuning in, so we're kind of introducing the whole year of concept. You old-timers who've been with us for years know how all that works, but 2025 will be a little different. Just stay on the witch's road with us for a bit. Wherever it may bend, I'll see you at the end. Ding. Welcome to Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique.
We may be awful, but we're right.
Yes. Well, toast to Yule. Toast to Yule with my fancy new Bubbler brand antioxidant sparkling water that boosts, energizes, and restores balance. You know, I figured I might as well drink this free sample I got of, Bubbler.
Yes.
And I am sponsor us.
My mom's fabulous U-Ban, which she's become obsessed with U-Ban.
Oh, that's coffee, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like some mid-century shit. That sounds like...
It's old school. I didn't even think they made it anymore, but
that's
all
like
of a sudden it's all over now.
That's like fucking Sanka age.
Sanka!
That is fucking...
Someday we have to talk, because I have stories about Sanka, but this is not the time. We will have to talk about Sanka.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And that's such a weird thing to have stories about, but I do.
I mean, we are of the age where when we were children, it's like there was nothing classier than, Dijon mustard and, international coffees.
And little orange packets of fucking Sanka.
Oh my god. Oh.
Anyway.
Well, here we are. Here we are kicking off the new year in our new way.
Yes, and I am so pumped up about it. I'm excited. I'm energetic. I'm enthusiastic. I'm totally like...
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
fucking yeah.
Because for me, it's like my two worlds are coming together.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really fucking cool for me.
And, I don't want to harp on my medical issues, but I'm like... Okay, long story short, I've spent like the last 6 months like not actually sleeping at all. Even though I thought I was sleeping a lot, I wasn't really sleeping because it turned out I had sleep apnea. And I'm only, as of today's recording, I am 1 week on a CPAP machine. And it's like the sun came out from behind the clouds. And I'm still not 100% back because there's still all kinds of weird shit wrong with me. Like, my body is just fucking falling apart. But I am so fucking energized. And the fact that we were planning all of this and figuring all this stuff out when I was working on no sleep for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Now that I have the energy, mentally and physically, to actually fucking do this, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my god! Even my therapist is excited, y'all. My therapist is thrilled that we're doing this.
I have not actually told my therapist about it yet, but I will on Wednesday.
Yes. It's so exciting. So, oh my god.
I will on Wednesday.
So, this is, we've been kind of like, teasing this for like every episode for the past several episodes. But we're gonna really hit y'all with this whole idea of how 2025, what 2025 is. The year of personal power. We're sticking with that, right?
Yeah? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We're still struggling on, we want the Coven to have a name, but we're really struggling with it. Why don't you say the name that you came up with that we both love, but we don't think it's appropriate.
Oh, yeah. So I was just being sassy, but I sort of came...
And it's so good.
The Order of Anarchist Cunts.
I think it's fantastic.
And I know we can't really do it. And then I was thinking if we could be
we can't put that on a t-shirt and actually have people
the
print it
order
for
of,
us.
Cunts and bitches, and we could have it be C and D. But I know we can't really do that. It's appropriate and it's fabulous, but yeah, no, we really can't. So we're working on it.
And cunt is really coming back into vogue again because drag queens are starting to use the word very, very much. Like, that a look is serving cunt and stuff. And it's like, I love that. That excites me because we've never let the word go away because we love it. But we don't consider it a misogynist word. We consider it a fabulous word.
Yeah, I know I love on the latest episode, the new episode of Friday the 13th.
Ooh, I haven't listened yet.
Maddie, of course, they were talking about, politics for a little bit, as they do. And Maddie was talking about, what is that bitch's first name? Macy? The one that was all about the trans bathrooms?
Oh, Nancy Mace.
Nancy Mace.
That
and
cunt.
He was just like, and I loved Maddie. He was like, she's just a fucking cunt, and that's all she is a cunt.
Well, if the cunt fits.
And so, Maddie, I love you.
If the fucking cunt fits, we should be allowed to call a cunt a cunt. I mean, sometimes that is the only appropriate word. Bitch isn't strong enough.
I know.
But see, we're cunts in a good way. We want to be the people that awful people go, oh, those cunts. I mean, that's how much we want to be. We'll come up with something. And honestly, if you're joining the Coven, you might as well, if you have an idea for a name, because you're going to contact us.
Yeah, because we are fucking open.
We are open for business. By the time this actually goes out, we are officially open for business, and there will be, I'm going to turn the contact us page. I'm working on it. I'm working on turning our website into actually, a bit of a meeting place and whatnot. But we're getting there. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
And I want to say, actually, do contact us.
We have to know you're there. We have to know who you are.
I want to start doing special downloads that are guided meditations.
Yeah.
That I write, that will be related to what we talk about. I would love to have some sort of Zoom meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Microsoft Team, like whatever the fuck works.
Oh, let's not do
best.
Teams. But yeah.
But some kind of meetings, maybe once a month, where we could actually, have discussion groups, and maybe we could do some spell work and some chanting and raise some energy together.
Or even we could all just meet and all just sit and drink a cup of tea and just talk. Or we could sit and do crafts together through Zoom or whatever.
Because the idea of a coven is we get to know each other.
Yes.
It is not just this esoteric, you listen and we talk.
Right.
We know each other, we do spiritual work together, we raise energy together. That's the idea, and I would love to see that happen. But that is dependent on people
participating,
communicating with us, and saying you're interested and coming to these events, which, we will be planning.
Yeah.
And
we're definitely, we should be able to have a Zoom call or Skype call or whatever before the end of January. Whoever contacts us and gives us their info so we can send you the invite, we're gonna. But we're, there's a reason why I wrote down an outline, because we're all over the place. We're both so excited.
I know, but we did need to say all that.
Yeah, we're both so excited that I had to write things down just because I knew that I would just be too excited and I would forget everything I was going to say. So I will briefly, because we've already talked about it in recent episodes, but I was inspired to, well, we, when we're coming to the end of a year, especially when we do these year of things, we when we get towards the end of the year, we start kind of going into this cycle of trying to come up with ideas of how to kick off the new year. And because of the election, and because of lots of stuff that I saw kind of bubbling out there online, I realized how many people, how many women in particular, were seemed to be searching for covens. Like, even women that probably weren't all that witchy, but they were just like, I just feel like I need to be in a group of people, and I need support, and I need, I need a community to be a part of. And we just kind of started kicking around the idea of, we could actually do this, because as teeny as our platform is, it's a pretty powerful platform. And
Yeah.
we really think that we really think we could get some shit done, and at the very least be supportive to people. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So do we want to, before we talk about what it is, do we want to talk a little bit about what the supplies type thing and what we expect from people?
Yeah, yeah.
Do we want to do that first?
Yeah, but I do want to interject and say, the word coven is, obviously it's implies a group of witches or a group of pagans or whatever. And I want to make it clear that while I am a religious Wiccan witch,
Yeah.
we are not, well, we're talking about witchy things and energy and cycles of the year, and we're basing this on the pagan wheel and basing it on the psychosocial or psychospiritual aspects of the wheel.
And how the seasons work and stuff.
I am leaving gods and goddesses out of the context of this podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas in my personal practice and the rituals and stuff that I do at home by myself and with other people are religious.
Right.
And they are God and goddess based. So if you are interested in that, reach out to me.
Right.
And we can talk about that. But the religious aspect is not going to be part of
Right.
this. So don't be freaked out by it.
Don't let that don't let a fear of, oh, I don't want them forcing a religion on me. This is not a religion. This is not.
Yeah, we're not going to be like, calling on the sun god or
right.
Whatever.
Right.
I mean, I do that, but
we are not doing that
it for this.
Because I don't do that. Because people, if you're listening
so
as a new person,
freaked out by that.
If you're listening as a new person and you don't really know us, so he just kind of gave you kind of a who he is. I am, we're both, former Catholic kids who both kind of had to go find other paths, and my path has, even when I was Catholic, I was completely agnostic. I didn't understand that until the day that all of a sudden I realized everyone standing around me in church was like, oh, they actually believe this stuff. Oh, that's weird. Because that really struck me. But
do they?
I think they do. I think they do. They may not act like it, but I think they do. I mean, I think they memorize because that's, we did a whole episode this year about Catholicism. You can go back through our catalogs. We have an episode from very early on that was called Wicca Please, that was about that was talking about the religious aspects of all this, but
yeah.
And we did an episode on tarot reading, and we did. I mean, we've talked about this kind of stuff a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I come at it from a very secular way. Like I have an appreciation for the religious stuff, but I don't buy into any of it. And I do see a lot of value in the actions of ritual and the focusing your own mind and focusing your own intention. And so there's like a lot of the trappings of it that I really enjoy. And so we're going to kind of, if you have been interested in something like that, if you already do things like that, we're just going to be giving like suggestions of things to do. We're not, it's like 15 minutes an episode throughout the year. So it's not, and in that 15 minutes, it's not like it's a 15-minute lecture. It's like a bunch of different things. We're going to touch on, we'll go into all of this, but we're going to touch on, you know, like the Wheel of the Year kind of stuff. We're going to touch on nature, observing and appreciating nature. And being part of nature. We're going to talk about political activism things, because that's really the whole reason why we came.
Which really is the whole reason we're doing this. And to fight against fucking MAGA people.
Yeah. And just to protect and fight against, you know, to rewrite everything, to put everything back where it's supposed to be. And we're, you know, because witchcraft is inherently political. And we're going to, you know, encourage, you know, projects and mindsets and things for everybody, just to kind of give like little hints for living, and because we do an episode every 2 weeks, every other week, we'll come out and we'll say what we'll do our thing, and we'll give you like kind of like little homework assignments that you can do or not do, entirely up to you.
Yeah, you can do or not do.
You know, and whatever you feel comfortable with. And then a couple weeks later, we'll have another episode, and there'll be another 15-minute segment where we talk about this stuff.
Yeah, so we're still going to be our silly, sassy, bitchy, foul-mouthed.
We'll still be like talking about.
We are.
We'll still be like, you know, randomly talking about, you know, buttholes and food and, you know, what, and some crazy bitch we saw, or whatever, you know, just whatever we talk about, because we're very excited to get back to
sucking Luigi Mangione's dick in the glory hole at his Ivy League college, you know, things like important like that, you know.
That is a spicy meatball. That is one spicy meatball.
Yeah, we do not need to go there right now, because that's going to be like a whole
No, but we do strongly have opinions. You know, if you follow us on Threads, you've already seen some evidence of that.
You know, because I love me my white frat boys, and he is the epitome of that.
And a monobrow Italian one at that? Holy fuck.
No, give it to me. I don't care how what an asshole you are. I want it.
Oh my god. And he seems to be a little short, which I think goes along with the bodybuilding aspects. But you know, that just means that no, I'm not going to talk about his dick. I'm not going to. But anyway, because you know, this is who we are normally. So, yes. But you know, every so often we get a little serious. So.
The Bitchin' Boutique.
Yes.
I think we need to give them a thing, Spike. We can give them a drop that they can play on their show.
Yes, I think we've got to find some time and get time to do that.
Right now. I think we should do it right now. Look, I'll show you how easy it is, Spike. Watch this. I'm just going to do it live.
Okay, do it live.
Like that bloke screams. I'm just going to do it live. Watch this. Hi, this is Dr. Dan from the Two Skeptical... I can't do it now. Look, I can't speak. Too much pressure. I'll try again. Take 52. Hi, this is Dr. Dan from the Two Skeptical Chaps podcast, and you are listening to the most bitchin' boutique. See? That was easy, wasn't it?
Okay.
They could send us one, we could play it as.
Yeah.
Right, you do it.
Yeah.
Right,
what do you want me to say?
Whatever comes to mind.
Hi, this is Spike from the Two Skeptical Chaps podcast, who ain't no bitch, but you're listening to the Bitchin' Boutique.
Oh, that was good. I hope they use that. Let's see if they cut it and put it in their next show.
Diplomatic community.
So let's go on about, anyway,
yes. So
So
anyway.
for the segments this year, if you choose to participate,
Yes.
we're just going to ask you to have a little bit of things, a little bit of accoutrement.
Yes.
And my big thing is I am going to ask everybody, if they so desire, to start journaling.
Right. And I'm new to I've attempted journaling in the past, but it all was during a very depressive period, and all I did was like circle the drain. But I'm gonna do it much better this time.
Yeah, but I will be giving you little reflections or little hints based on what we're talking about, based on where we are in the pagan wheel.
Oh yes, every episode will have an intention, which is like the theme for the episode. And that'll become clear.
Yeah.
At the end of this episode, we're going to have our first one. So you're going to see how it all works.
Yeah.
We think. We're hoping. Fingers crossed.
And it's going to be basically just, think about this, blah, 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 and it's going to be related to the topic of that segment, and you can reach into your mind and journal about it and try to find the meaning that you have for it. And it can be some printer paper that you're just writing on with a found ballpoint pen. You don't need to buy a fancy journal.
Get a roll of toilet paper and just start writing at one
It
end.
can be a notebook. It can be whatever.
If you're like me, you buy cute notebooks all the time because you're drawn to them because they're pretty, and then you've never written anything in any of them. Get one of those out.
Yeah. But I will feel like once you start writing and start journaling, it's addictive. And it's very helpful and it's very useful.
And you don't have to write pages and pages every night, just whatever seems to want to come out of you.
But yeah, you just somehow the act of writing and you getting into that zen state of writing, it somehow opens something up. And
yeah.
You write. In fact, I will just say in the defense of journaling, my last ritual at Samhain, I have a mutual friend of ours was here for that ritual, who was very intimidated by the journaling. She's like, oh God, I just can't focus. I just can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And I'll be damned, afterwards she was like, wow, that was amazing. Because I told her, but let me go back. I said, I don't want anyone to stop writing for 15 minutes.
Just keep writing, even if you're writing
and
bullshit.
People were like, oh my God, 15 minutes, blah, 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 blah. That seems like a long time, but when you're in it, it goes by in a heartbeat. And I said, even if you start writing, like, I can't believe that Pitney is making me do this.
What the fuck am I gonna say? Blah, blah, blah.
What am I doing? But then all of a sudden it changes and you start writing about things that mean something to
Right.
you.
The act of writing causes you to write. Yeah.
So give it a go.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
And so, yeah, you're gonna have your journal, and you'll get your little, that's going to be one of your little homework assignments. Another thing that we would like you to consider having, and you're going to have to kind of figure out what works best for you in your physical space, in your home. I hesitate to call it an altar, but it kind of is. It's ish. It's altar-ish.
Yeah.
If you already have an altar, great. If you want to make a separate one for this, whatever you do is entirely based on your own needs. But it can be a little section of a bookcase that you already have. It can be, like a little bathroom shelf, that's next to your bathroom mirror, that it's right where you're going to see it every day. Whatever you decide to use, it's just a place to put things that are, important to you that remind you of things. It could be, I went on a walk and I picked up a cool rock, whatever you feel like putting there. And occasionally we might give you suggestions of things to look for to put, like, say, a picture of someone or a picture of yourself, or we might give you suggestions of things like that. You might want to consider the possibility of that maybe you might want to light a candle there, so you might need to pay attention to what's around it, how much space above there is, so you don't accidentally burn your house down.
And be careful of pets, too, because I had the friend we were talking about, I sent everybody home with candles. And I was like, burn this candle until
it's gone.
It dies. Because it was a little candle that we did spell work on. Well, the cats got involved.
Of course.
In that. And it could have been bad. It was nothing, but it could have been bad. So be aware of candles. Right. Because if you're, anyway,
right.
And incense too. Be aware if you get motivated and like, oh, I'm gonna go to World Market and buy some incense and get all spiritual when I do this. Be aware of that with animals too, because it's a burning ember on the end.
Yeah, there's a hot spot right underneath it.
Cats do.
Yep.
You don't want burned kitty nose or burned kitty crotch because they're walking across something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So be aware.
Yeah. And it's gonna be, it's gonna be a space that you're gonna want to kind of keep clean and tidy and, change things out, or maybe just keep adding to it until it falls off the wall from the weight. I don't know, however you want to do it. But be thinking about what would be a convenient place, and it might be based on where you think you're going to be when you're journaling. Like, if you want to have that near you when you're journaling, that's entirely up to you. So that's just two things. If we ever, when we do things like spell work and stuff later, we will give you lists of, I want you to have a cup of water and a candle and a blue crayon and whatever, if we have to give you specific things for a spell, we'll do that later, but just basic little things. And I think that's it as far as supplies.
Yeah, but I just say, don't be afraid of, like, if you put up, like, an altar.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a religious symbol. It doesn't have to be a pagan symbol. It can be, like, anything that makes you think about the theme.
Right.
That we're going with. Like,
yeah, don't think you have to put something religious on it, like you have to go to a store and buy a little Buddha, or you have, don't think we're asking you to do anything like that. Because like we said, this is a completely secular thing. If you're inclined to, if something has meaning for you and you want to put it there, that's different. But it's entirely what you want to be there. If you want a Fisher-Price little person that you saved from when you were a kid, if you want, it could be anything. It could be a stuffed animal. I don't care. Whatever is important.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally had an action figure of Gene Simmons on my altar. Because he is strong, he's opinionated, he's an asshole, and he's been 100% fucking sober his entire life.
That's pretty inspiring.
And when I was at a time where that's what I needed, I had an action figure of Gene Simmons on my altar.
Yeah.
And
my Gene Simmons Funko Pop may end up on mine.
It was completely valid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anything that means something to you.
I'm just now realizing I have a little shelf that's all my badass bitches Funko Pops. It's got like General Leia, it's got Xena, it's got it's got Dolly Parton. It's got
use fucking Dolly. Use fucking Xena.
Put Dolly Parton on your altar. Why wouldn't you? She's a goddamn saint.
Use fucking the little figure of James Hetfield, although I don't know why you would want to, but you could if he meant something to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Whatever, It's entirely up to you. Like, why wouldn't I have, say, Linus from Peanuts on my altar? Because of course I would. Exactly.
Looking for a geek podcast? We're the Fellowship of the Geeks. We talk about comics, movies, TV, books, games, pretty much whatever gets our attention. And our attention is kind of all over the place. And full disclosure, we get a little ranty at times. Well, a lot of times. Pretty much all the time. But anyway, come check out the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast. You can find us wherever you normally get your podcasts.
So anyway, let's
let's
talk about. Okay, so even though the end of this episode, you'll actually get to hear your first little kind of coven meeting thing.
Yes.
We want to kind of explain our plans and how this is all going to work, because it's all going to just kind of be coming at you rapid fire, and we want to make sure you understand that why we're doing it the way we're doing it.
Okay, so anyway, so as I started to say earlier, this is going to follow the pagan wheel of the air, which is... Oh, God. Anyway, it is based on...
It's the seasons. It's the cycle of the seasons.
It's based on the seasons.
Yeah.
It's based on the traditional pagan Sabbats.
Which you'll recognize as timing with a lot of current holidays, because...
Yeah, the solstices and the equinoxes. And And it's also divided into the 4 elements. Earth, air, fire, water.
Right.
That are going by season, which we are not going to go into the specifics right now, because that's a whole
But there's
5-hour
symbolism
talk.
and meaning of each thing, and it helps to kind of move you, and it'll make sense while we're in it if you've never looked into it before.
Yeah,
you'll
and
understand it. It's quite logical, actually.
Yeah, and I will explain like what element we're in at the beginning of that element.
Yeah.
And then I'll explain what element we're in at the new element. I'm not going to talk about Earth every episode during.
Right. When we move into Earth, he'll bring up Earth. He'll talk about Earth and what that means.
And I will talk about the Wiccan Sabbats as they are nearest to the episode, in the context of this is what this means on a psycho-spiritual level.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to get into mythology, gods or goddesses. I'm going to talk about, this is the time to focus on birth or renewal, or this is time to focus on death and destruction, or this is the time to focus on personal fertility and abundance, or this is the time to focus on gathering what you have.
Yeah.
And being happy with it, even though it may not be what you want. You know? That's what my focus is going to be, talking about the wheel.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use the traditional meanings of those holidays to sort of like frame,
to sort of set the stage for what's coming.
This spiritual journey that we're all going to go on together for the next year.
Right.
And if you are interested, like I said before, I would really love to do guided meditations, etc., for y'all to download, because that's kind of my specialty. That's kind of what I do as a priest.
Right.
In my classes and in my rituals, that's kind of my thing.
Right.
But I ain't gonna be heavy-handed with it on this.
And by the time people are hearing this episode, we will already have some goodies out there for people to grab. I already have one that I haven't made yet, but it'll be out there. But that'll make sense by the time the end of this episode is over. But okay, but that leads us into the structure of each meeting. If we call our year of segment the Coven meeting, every meeting sort of has an agenda, as it were. If that, it's hard to explain it in any way other than that. And like Pitney said, if we're on a Sabbath, if we're on the beginning of a new element, it'll start with that. Like, for example, this is Yule, so he'll be talking about Yule.
This is going to start.
Yule is going to start this episode's meeting, and then I will introduce the intention for that week. The only word I can really come up with is to do it like a homily, because when I first learned about the Wheel of the Year, I was like, oh, this is like the liturgy, because that's a very Catholic thing. And I actually have a book of the liturgy, so I can follow along with the Catholic liturgy. Because it truly does follow the same kind of patterns, because
it does?
It
totally
grew
does.
out of the Wheel of the Year, which is a fascinating thing if you ever want to study that. Anyway, so, and that section is called Get Inspired, and that's the inspiration that leads to the next 3 segments, which the one that will follow that will be what we call Take Action, and that's where we focus attention on the communities and our role within the communities, and ultimately it becomes the political activism section, but in the beginning, and you'll understand when you see how we're starting, because we're starting with Yule, we start quieter, and you'll understand why. But this is the section that just sort of keeps you thinking of yourself as part of the greater community, and each one gets us a step closer to changing the world, basically. And it will sometimes be me, sometimes be Pitney.
Yeah.
We're
gonna give suggestions of, organizations you can get involved with, marches you can go to, depending on where we are in the year, like women's rights could be something, gay rights could be something, trans rights.
It's gonna be based on, and it'll all make more sense.
Environmentalism, it's gonna be based on that, and we will make suggestions of, get involved with this or check out this, and we will have links in the notes.
Right. And because this is,
so that's going to be,
and because this is the year of personal power, every one of us is going to be instructed as we go along to figure out what our each of us has a superpower, even if you don't know what it is yet. Like, you're going to figure out it, like those, what I consider, those things that were my unmarketable skills, like, the things that I'm like, I do this really well, but unfortunately there's never a call for that. Well, unless you come up with a way to use the things you do really well as a springboard to actually help the cause that means the most to you. And so that you understand, oh, I can act, because if you're stuck in the what can I do, I can't do anything, we're through this process, we're all going to figure out, no, we can fucking do a lot. And we can support each other in what we're all doing. Doesn't that sound cool?
And
are you guys excited?
Even if it's writing a $5 check to send to an organization that you believe in what they're doing.
Yeah. If that's the most you can do right now, do that.
Don't
not do it because you're thinking, oh, it's not enough. It's like, hey, I'm going to pay their postage for a month.
Yeah, go out there when they do the women's the women's rights march in your town, fucking go.
Yeah.
When they do, something, for, a benefit for abandoned animals, fucking go and buy something for $3 at one of the booths and do something.
Do something. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, not everything is going to be for everybody, and that's fine, but you're going to find your fucking thing.
Yeah. And that's the take action section. So it's a part about being active in supporting organizations that exist, or maybe even creating your own if that is your path.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that is a segment called Touch Grass, which is about staying connected to the natural world, and that will be me probably all the time. I think I've kind of elbowed you out of the way and taken control of that one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Because that's my, my garden witch and my kitchen witch aspects, you know?
Yeah, and I kind of have a full half of this, at least.
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
So I'm gonna get everybody observing and appreciating nature and the cycles of nature and getting our hands actually dirty. And I'm super excited about that one. And then, as Pitney mentioned earlier, he'll wrap each one up with reflect and write, which is about the reflection and the journaling topic.
Yeah, and what I'm doing it is sort of like the bare bones of what I would be writing a guided meditation as, but it's just going to be like, when you have time, picture this, think about this, and write about it.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be more involved than that, but that's basically all it is. So you're not going to have to, like, pull off on the side of the road and close your eyes. I'm not doing that.
Right. And that is actually, that's an
know.
important thing that we want to make sure everyone knows, is that because this is a podcast and because y'all are listening to it when you have a chance to listen to it, and you could be driving, you could be doing laundry, you could be washing dishes, you could be, you could be jogging, you could be doing whatever the hell you do. You could be sitting at work with your headphones on.
Yeah, and just what I'm going to say is going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to think about that later and go home and write it down.
Right. We're just talking about the stuff, and we'll have, links to things, and we'll have, so that you can reference back later. But this is all, you do things on your time as you go. And even if you're someone, like, for example, like, if you're listening to this episode, this is our Yule episode, but you're not listening to it until February, you've got, you just, if you want to get caught up, you can do that, or you can just follow the year as you go, follow along as you can, try to do all the steps, because they are all going to flow into each other, so, and we're going to assume that everyone's kind of following along, and we're going to talk as though we all are. So, but that's one of the things that, like we mentioned before, having links to follow and occasional Skype calls, Zoom calls, whatever, that's going to be, if we ever want to do, say, let's do meditation as a group, let's do something as a group, we would do it on one of those calls.
Oh, I would love that.
It would be so much fun.
That's gonna see.
Yeah.
How it's all gonna go.
And
yeah,
and it's
so we'll see.
Yeah, we're kind of running it, but it belongs to all of us. So if you have ideas, if you want to do something, just talk to us, and we'll, and we're also we're gonna have we have a place out online. We have a website through our platform where we host all of our stuff.
Yeah, but it's not
limited.
An active thing.
It's limited, but we do have access to having like a blog there. There's like all of our episodes are there. You have there's like, and then there's like a blog, and there's a page for content, for emailing us from there. We'll direct you to things like that. We also have a place on our Google Drive that we're going to make public, so that we can put files and things, downloads and stuff for y'all, and that we can link to, and y'all can just go in and grab. Yeah. It could be, who knows? We may eventually do something like a newsletter and just put it out there as like a download every month.
And I have a bunch of articles that are basically based on the Sabbats, and
yeah, he's been doing this a long time.
Tarot correspondences to each Sabbat in each season that I used to contribute to this spiritual magazine that no longer exists.
Right.
But I still have all those articles that I could easily just put on if anybody was interested in reading them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got tons of writing.
Oh, yeah.
that I have done over the years. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And it would be nice to just have a big folder
And I'm
of all
welcome
that
to
stuff.
do more, too, because I love that. I mean, I thrive on that.
Yeah.
So that's my, what I do.
Yeah.
You know?
And so, yeah. So we will, if you want to be involved, even if you're not sure if you would show up to a Zoom call, even if you're not sure, we would like to know who you are and how to get hold of you so we can send you things, so we can, so we can have things, this is going to be more than just the 15 minutes in every episode this year. We'd love it if you would listen to the rest of the episode too, if you're someone who's new. We hope that it would help. And we also would like, if you know other people you think would be interested in this, we would like to invite you to invite them to listen to the show.
Yes.
Oh God, what else?
And I will say, I'm going to toot my own horn for a minute here. I do Sabbath rituals every Sabbath. And I do live stream them to
that's right.
certain people that I know.
Yeah.
And if you are interested in participating in that, aka watching,
right.
I would love to have you.
I forgot
but
about
I would
that.
ask you, write to the show, and then I will write back to you, and I will make sure that you're not some Christian troll, because that does happen.
Well, yeah.
And if you are legit person interested in pagan ritual, I would love to include you in the live stream of my rituals.
Sure.
But be aware that I will go through a vetting process, because I don't deal well with Christian trolls.
Which is there's the whole point of all of this is fighting against the assholes. Where,
Yes, I have thrown people out of my workshops at the bookstore before.
Oh God.
And I have no qualms about doing that.
Oh my God.
Just so you know. You will be vetted.
Oh, yes.
But not in a scary way.
No.
But if you're interested, hit me up, and I'd love to have you come and participate in my live stream.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is so exciting.
So
yeah, the Coven of whatever it is,
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. So we'll have the first meeting of it will be in this episode at the end. And we won't have a name yet, but we'll get there. And
yeah, we're figuring it out.
Yeah, but we weren't going to not start it on Yule, because Yule is the perfect time to start it. Because reasons. Okay. Oh my God, we're really doing this.
I know! I think it's fabulous. I'm excited.
I'm so fucking excited, y'all. And we're really looking forward to meeting everybody.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, and on that note, I need to sign off, because I need to go get ready for my in-person Yule ritual that's happening very soon.
Oh my God.
So,
yay.
And I'm still sitting here in my pajamas.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Oh my God. So yay.
It's exciting, and it's going to be bitchin'.
It's going to be super bitchin'. We're the most bitchin' Coven ever.
The year of personal power.
Attention, bitches and witches.
Please take your places in the circle.
Gather son and gather daughter.
Gather earth, air, fire, water.
Raise up energy en masse so we can kick some MAGA ass.
On the night of Yule, both the pagan and the non-pagan world acknowledge the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. While that sounds cold, and sometimes is, it is a night of celebration and hope. The sun is coming back. The days will get longer and warmth and growth will return. It is a time for joy, spending time with family and friends, and speaking our yearnings for what the new year will bring. Gifts and gatherings are a part of this holiday to share our bounty and dreams with loved ones. All that we have gathered up in the past months after harvest are open to each other as we celebrate the approaching end of darkness. And do not forget, harvests are not just physical or material abundance. They are stories, experiences, and insights to be shared as gifts during this season. On an inner level, it is not the time for judgment of ourselves or others. It is a time to focus on our personal rebirths and to ponder how we want the upcoming year to look. Reflect on the past year without evaluating what was not accomplished, but rather what was. How to bring that forward to aid in a renewed, more fabulous, active, and activist you. Give yourself the gift of you. Open up your hopes and revel in them. Open up the box of past interests and find excitement again. And have a blessed Yule.
Get inspired! This week's intention is calm the fuck down! Too harsh? Okay, let's light a candle in the darkness instead. Same thing. Kind of. But here's the thing. Yeah, the world is so scary because the monsters aren't hiding anymore, and some of them are people we used to like. Some maybe we still do. And last month sucked. And next month is probably gonna suck too. But right now, how are things right now? Like, are you okay right now? Look around you. What do you see? Look for something nice. How's the temperature? Comfortable? Would putting on socks help? Okay. Drop your shoulders. Take a little deep breath through your nose. And now, take another one, but this time, smell the moment. What is that smell? That's the smell of mindfulness. And we need to force ourselves to be in the moment sometimes. I'm terrible at it, but I keep trying. Anytime we're thinking about stuff, it's either of the past or the future. Good or bad, thinking keeps you anywhere but right here, right now. And you know what helps with that? Meditation. And I was terrible at that too. Like the worst. My brain never shuts up. And I was always angry at myself for not doing it right, because it made me feel like a failure. But then I learned of another way to meditate where it is impossible to fail. And it gave me not only peace, but frequent opportunities to curb negative self-talk. And I am going to tell you how to do it. It is stupidly easy. And I'm not, authorized to give you training, so I'm only going to say this. You do it twice a day for 20 minutes, uninterrupted. You close your eyes, and inside your head, you repeat a 1 or 2 syllable non-word. Something that means nothing at all. Because the point is the thing that you're doing is getting your brain to stop thinking. Because when it thinks, it isn't in the moment, and it can't truly chill out. 20 minutes later, it's over, and you give yourself a couple minutes to kind of come back. And when I say that you can't do this wrong, I mean it. If your mind wanders and thinks about something, fine. When you notice it, just Go back to your mantra. No judgment, no negative self-talk. But what if it keeps happening? It's fine. Go back to your mantra. It's literally the easiest thing I have ever done. And I'm going to help you with the timing, and if you need help with a word, I'll give you one. All you have to do is go to the show notes. But, later, after the rest of the meeting. Get active. Because it's Yule, and it's time to be introspective and quiet, we aren't asking anyone to go outside and yell and scream or anything. Winter has only just started, and we've got to prepare for the thaw, but we still need to be proactive and thinking about serving marginalized communities, even when we're in our footy pajamas and drinking hot cocoa with tiny marshmallows. Now, here's what I'm doing, and what I think we all should do. You know how your parents had a thing by the phone in the kitchen that had emergency phone numbers on it? Especially, those of us older than the 911 phone number, right? A list like that was helpful if something happened to you or your family. It saved time, not needing to get out the phone book, because in an emergency, seconds count. Expand that kind of thinking. If you're out and about and you see some shit go down, could you be ready to help immediately? If someone needed help and there are organizations in your area that could help them, would you need to stop and Google and wade through a bunch of AI and ads and other garbage to find the name of that place you heard about that one time? Do you even know what services are available in your area? Take time this month to find out and add information to your contacts in your phone so it's ready. You could start with Googling list of emergency numbers for social services and then add your city or county. Take the time to look up things you haven't looked up before, like, say, is there a shelter in your area specifically for queer youth? Or if you live in a state, like I do, where abortion is pretty much totally illegal, there's probably an organization helping people travel to where they can get one. And when I looked up the one for Texas, I found a whole page of resources. Having information like this that you can access in a snap will make you more likely to be the one helping when someone is desperate. I have this thing in my contacts where I group all the numbers of people from work by starting all of their last names with a common prefix in all caps. That way, they're listed alphabetically together so I can see them all. I think I'm going to do that with these numbers too. Maybe help in all caps? I'm literally making this up as I go. I've never really been this proactive before. I'm kind of proud of me. Oh, and be sure to go to our show notes and the blog on our website to grab the numbers and links that I put there to get you started. Yay us! Touch grass. What's winter like where you are? Now, I lived all over the continental United States as a kid, and in Texas since I was 15. So even though I've definitely experienced all of those things that define winter for us, snow pants, parkas, those mittens that zip up to your elbows. God, do they even make those things anymore? Shoveling snow, playing in snow, so much snow. And then we moved to California, and then after that, Texas. Most of my life, winter has been this a little bit chilly, Christmas with short sleeves on, and at its coldest, winter's kind of an icy inconvenience. Isn't it weird how even people who don't live where it snows regularly still tend to talk about winter as this snowy time. We all tell stories and sing songs about beautiful deep snow and how quiet the world gets, and the crunch of walking in it as your feet break through that thin crust on top. Whether or not we've ever done that. And, assuming that we all live in the same hemisphere, we go through winter together, no matter what our personal individual experience is. Is it because we believe the winters that other people have are somehow better than ours? I used to make snowflakes using junk mail or those leftover coffee filters that I seem to have every time I had to get a new coffee maker. I'd tape them up to the window. I think I was trying to get that childhood feeling back, And that certainly has its benefits, but, this week we're talking about being in the moment, right? So what's winter really like here, where I am now? What's awesome about my winter? Winter is when the birds really huddle up in my backyard to escape that cold wind. And I buy the extra caloric bird food like suet nuggets and fill up unused planters around my patio with suet and seed so all the little guys can fill up quickly. And I make sure there's plenty of leaf litter in those safe corners of the yard so little critters can hide or make babies or do whatever they do in there. It's lighting a fire in the chimenea. Always too big at first, like way too much smoke and flames coming out the top, but sitting outside wrapped in a blanket, having some whiskey, looking up at the sky. Yeah. I only want to do that when it's cold. Now you try. Think about the good things about winter, not the ideal, picture-perfect winter, but real winter, right where you are.
Reflections and journaling. According to the pagan wheel of the year, this is the time of the element Earth. From a spiritual or personal awareness perspective, this is the time to be quiet, grounded in your identity, and in tune with the outside world around you. It is a time of reflection of how you relate to the outside world, and how much power it has or does not have over you. If the answer to that is not to your liking, it is the time to reflect on how you would like that to change. Also, from a social awareness point of view, it is a great time to get involved in environmental causes and understand how we humans are interconnected with all of this planet. Not rulers of it, but part of it. Take some time to ponder these concepts and write them down in your journal.
So that wasn't so bad, was it?
Yeah, no, I think it's very exciting.
And I hope people like it.
Yeah, so I gotta say, I love the introduction because I had not heard the introduction put together.
Until now.
I heard what you recorded and I heard what I recorded, but I did not hear the amalgamation of it until...
It turned out better than I thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty thrilled about that.
I'm pretty excited
I think
about that.
Fabulous, yeah.
I do want to mention one thing. I had to, one of my segments, I had to record again because the night that I tried to record it, the children of the neighborhood were all outside and screaming for no reason. Like,
of course.
so loudly that I thought, at first I thought, oh no, is someone being beaten to death? Is a small child being thrown off a balcony? And I actually think they were so loud. I think the kids might have been on the neighbor's balcony, which is almost right outside the window here. That might have been, because I swear, it sounded like they were right outside my window. It was so loud. And I tried so hard to edit the sounds out, and I couldn't. So I just re-recorded the whole thing. But of course, when I recorded it again, kids were screaming and dogs were barking again. But it was better. But if especially for the new people, the little Easter egg at the end, if you listen all the way to the end of the show, you'll get to hear a sampling of the screaming children.
That's fabulous.
It's so...
Do you have any idea why were they so excited? Like, what the hell was going on?
And the kind of screaming that... I mean, these are like 3-4-year-old kids. Like, that age. Like, very, very little. I mean, they're really cute neighbor kids. I mean, you know, I saw them... One of them wore his Paw Patrol outfit for like 3 days around Halloween because he wouldn't take it off. I mean, they're really cute kids. But that level of screaming, and I'm sure the parents threw them out in the yard because they were screaming.
Oh, God, yeah, I wonder what it was. Who knows?
But anyway, very enjoyable. It's very... You get to hear me... You get to hear me go, God damn it! I think that was in the clip. Anyway, but because I'm trying to record my shit. And I've got my headphones on so I hear it extra loud because the mic really picks it up. Oh my God. Oh, but anyway, one more thing that we're going to do in these episodes, and this is a good time to do it. Shall we do our 3 goods?
Yes, and I think that is a fabulous idea.
A fabulous way to wrap up episodes. And maybe, you know, this isn't part of the Coven thing, but maybe this is a practice you guys want to pick up. We're every day try to come up with 3 goods. So you have a good thing you did for someone else, a good thing someone else did for you, and just a general thing that's good. So, do you want me to start?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
sure.
My 3 goods are that I gave my niece the coolest fucking dress, and she put it on for her as part of her Christmas present. She put it on over her clothes, and she wore it the rest of the night because she loved it so much. So that was me rocking that present.
That's awesome.
The good done for me, I'll just quickly say, my dad wrote me a check. I'm mouthing words at Pitney. So,
yeah, how nice.
Yeah, that was
just because he wanted to.
Well, I mean, it was from Santa, but still.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. That's great.
The card wasn't, but that's all. That the card really reflects the actual relationship. But anyway, and then the other good thing is, I just want to kind of say, there's a show. It's there's a couple seasons of it on Apple TV Plus, whatever they call it, and it's called Shrinking, and it is great. It's about therapists and therapy and fucked up people and their fucked up lives and how shit is hard. But it's the funniest show that will make you cry your eyes out. That's it. Shrinking on Apple TV, whatever.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay. Pitney, what are yours? 3 goods.
Okay, good thing that I did for somebody. Well, yesterday I took Mom to go see the California Pop Symphony Christmas show, which I kind of enjoy, but I kind of don't.
But you know she enjoys it, so yeah.
And she loves it because she used to see the California Pops all the time with her sisters.
Yeah.
So it's like, I enjoy it. It's not something I'd ever do on my own, but anyway, so there was that. It was fun. It was fine.
Yeah.
I did cry during the symphonic medley of songs from Frozen, which really shocked me.
Fab.
Yeah, somehow the symphonic version of Do You Want to Build a Snowman made me cry. Anyway.
Love it.
And the good thing that somebody else has done for me, I didn't say this is not somebody, but an entity that did this good for me. Like, I was looking at my pay stub, and which is something I never ever do.
But something made
And
you
I'd
look.
gotten this raise that I was completely unaware of.
Nice!
And I was like, oh, wow, what the fuck? That's really nice. They didn't say a word about it, and I'm sure it's not Target. I'm sure it has something to do with some state law
maybe.
that they write.
Hey,
and it
but
was
it's more money.
some sort of thing. But I was like, oh, that's a nice surprise. I had no fucking clue, you know.
Who knows? Who knows? But money is
That
good.
was nice. Yeah, money is definitely
And
good.
general good?
Oh, gosh. Like, you know, I've been living in such a vacuum, it's hard for me to say what is generally good
I have
right
something
now,
in my head that I thought you were totally going to say. So I'm going to be surprised if you don't say what I thought.
So, something generally good, I don't know. The only thing generally good that I can see is, like, you know, I don't read the news because I can't handle it, but I peruse it.
Uh-huh.
And there does seem to be anti-Trump and anti-Musk sentiment going on right now.
Yes.
And I will say that that is a good thing, and that makes me happy.
Oh, that's definitely good.
The general dissatisfaction that seems to be permeating the people that voted for that asshole.
Yeah, it's a lot of buyer's remorse, I think.
That makes me happy.
See,
That's good.
I thought you were.
It's a good thing.
I thought you were going to say the new Linkin Park album. I mean, I realize it's been out for a little bit, but
oh yeah,
yeah.
I didn't
Hello.
think about that. Yes, because I have been. It has lived on my turntable.
Exactly.
And yes, I am listening to it on my blue vinyl. Thank you very much. You know.
Oh my God, fabulous! Good. We love the good. All right, so yeah, I guess that's it for this one. Oh my God, year of personal power, you guys. It's gonna be fun.
Be awesome.
We're gonna get back to normal stuff. We have no idea what we're talking about next time, so it'll be good and just chit chatty like we usually are. We're back to regular chit chat
because it's us.
Because it's us. Awesome. Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoy our show, please take a moment to rate and review us wherever you listen.
If you send us a screenshot of your review, we'll send you a Bitchin' Boutique sticker.
Everyone loves stickers. Please subscribe or add us to your favorites wherever you get your podcasts.
Subscribers get new episodes first and are also more attractive.
Drop us a line anytime at PitneyAndAmelia@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you.
We aren't asking anyone to go outside and yell and scream or anything right now. Winter... Do you hear that? Do you hear the neighbor kids screaming outside? Good Lord. I mean, they're having fun, but Jesus Christ, people. Take two.